from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
New details emerging in the deaths of former Glenn County Police Lieutenant, his ex-wife, and her male friend after a double shooting and SWAT standoff. Just hours ago, investigators identified them as Robert Corey Sasser, his ex-wife Katie Kettle Sasser, and her friend Johnny Hall. Loved ones are devastated.
I've been in the stage of crying with anger and sadness. I can't even distinguish one from the other right now.
Corey Sasser has been named a suspect in the deaths of his ex-wife and her friend. Investigators, though, say they've got still many unanswered questions on this.
We know the divorce between Sasser and his ex-wife was finalized just this week, and family and friends say the pair had a tumultuous past. One friend says Kettle Sasser feared for her life, and when the divorce was finalized, she was awarded full custody of their 9-year-old son. Kettle Sasser and her friend were both found shot to death last night at Johnny Hall's home on Tolomato Island in McIntosh County. Corey Sasser was eventually found dead inside his truck in front of his Hunters Point home in Brunswick.
His body was discovered hours after a SWAT standoff began. Officers fired tear gas trying to get Sasser out of his truck. He was found shot in the chest. It's not clear, though, who fired that fatal shot. News for Jax reporter Destiny McKeever begins our coverage of the tragedy live in McIntosh County.
And we've been speaking with people here in the county who knew both Katie Kettle Sasser and John Hall, and they spoke very highly of them, saying they were great people and did not deserve to die in the way that they did. Before a SWAT standoff with police, this man, Corey Sasser, a former lieutenant with the Glenn County Sheriff's Office, reportedly left a McIntosh County home on Mission Drive. At that home, investigators found John Hall and Katie Kettle Sasser dead from gunshots. During a news conference, the McIntosh County Sheriff would not say whether Corey Sasser shot the two. He described Sasser was a suspect. Family friends are shocked.
We've had a lot of mutual friends, so we kind of always ran together, and we just stayed in contact with each other.
We also spoke with a man who says he knew John Hall. He says he knew him to be a respectable young man.
He was a well-respectable young man. Everybody loved the boy. As far as we know, he was never into drugs, this and that. Good, loving husband to his children and his wife.
Although loved ones say John and Katie were dating, we were not able to confirm with investigators. Loved ones said Corey Sasser previously threatened to kill the two. And we spoke with people who knew John Hall, a relative, in fact, and she says that John Hall owned several businesses here locally, including a liquor store. She says he would literally give anyone the shirt off of his back. Reporting live from McIntosh County tonight, I'm Destiny McKeever, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Destiny. Now we're digging deeper to learn more about who Corey Sasser was and a possible motive in this. In 2005, Sasser was a sergeant at the Glenn County Police Department when he shot and wounded a convicted drug dealer. In 2010, Sasser was cleared in the fatal shooting of Caroline Small. That same year, Sasser was promoted to lieutenant. After 7 years of marriage and one 9-year-old son, Sasser and his wife, Katie Kettles, they separated just this past March. And since that separation, family and friends say Sasser went downhill. And the case has many people wondering whether more could have been done with these killings. I-Team investigator Vic Michelucci spent the past 8 hours digging through documents and speaking with experts, and he joins us with what he found.
After Sasser's first arrest for domestic violence on May the 13th, he was allowed to have contact with his wife. He was then arrested on May the 17th in a standoff with police. He was Baker acted there. The judge ordered no contact with his wife, and he had to give up his guns. He also had to report to a private bond company called CSRA every 30 days. Now, he could only travel back to Glenn County for court appearances, and he was ordered to live with his sister in Alabama, plus get treatment for PTSD. Today, many people tell me that wasn't enough to protect his victims.
Former Glenn County Police Lieutenant Corey Sasser was no stranger to the news. In 2010, I covered a case when he shot and killed 35-year-old Caroline Small after a police chase. In 2005, he shot and wounded a man after a pursuit. He was cleared in both. Sasser resurfaced in the news last month. That's when he was arrested for attacking his estranged wife, Katie Sasser. He was in a SWAT standoff days later. After that, Magistrate Judge R. Flay Cabanis ordered that Sasser now stay out of Glynn County. Records show a private company, CSRA Probation Services, was contracted by Glynn County Court to keep track of him, but he was not ordered to wear a GPS monitor.
This is a big mistake.
I think so.
Josh Askew is a bail bondsman. He feels more should have been done to protect the victims, but he points out that the judge and police are bound by the laws in place.
Should he have been allowed out on bond?
You know, that's really, you could ask many people that, and despite what their beliefs are, what their opinions are, it is their constitutional right to have bond.
Attorney John Phillips, who has an office in Brunswick, is more critical.
These people killed should in no way have had the system fail them so rampantly, so repeatedly, that kind of everybody in some way has a little blood on their hands. I'd like to know what the judge knew and why the judge made the decision the judge made.
Phillips believes that the families of Katie Kettles and John Hall have wrongful death lawsuits because the government should have done more to protect them. I reached out to the judge on the case. He said he did not want to make a statement. I also left a message with the owner of CSRA, but he so far has not returned my call. I'm Vic Micolucci, Channel 4.